Welcome to Financial Buzz Market Weekly. I'm RK Walker here at the New York Stock Exchange, bringing you a review of this week's stock market. On Monday, personal income for March rose 0.3% on top of the prior month's 0.3% gain. Consumer spending rose 0.4% compared to an unchanged reading from the prior month. The core PCE price index rose 0.2% month over month, but jumped 1.9% year over year, almost at the Fed's target rate of 2%. The pending home sales index for March rose 0.4%. On Tuesday, the PMI manufacturing index for April rose 0.9 points to 56.5, and the ISM manufacturing index for April fell 2 points to 57.3. Construction spending for March declined 1.7% compared to the previous month's 1% gain. On Wednesday, the ADP employment report for April rose 204,000, and the EIA petroleum status report for the week ending April 27th saw crude oil inventories increase 6.2 million barrels. The Federal Reserve finished its two-day meeting and kept interest rates unchanged as expected. The Fed noted the pickup in inflation and also implied that higher than desired inflation would be tolerated for a time to compensate for the long period of low inflation. The Fed also noted that consumer spending was said to be moderating. Markets ended the day modestly lower on the news, while U.S. crude gained 0.7% to $67.73 a barrel, and 10-year treasuries yielded 2.97%. On Thursday, jobless claims for the week ending April 28th rose 2,000 to 211,000. Non-farm productivity for the first quarter rose 0.7%, and unit labor costs rose 2.7%. U.S. officials went to Beijing to discuss trade issues with China. Markets initially dropped sharply, but later recovered most of the losses to close mixed. On Friday, non-farm payrolls for April rose 164,000, lower than expectations, and average hourly earnings increased 0.1%. The unemployment rate fell to 3.9%, an 18-year low. Markets opened higher on news that Berkshire Hathaway purchased 75 million shares of Apple in the first quarter. Now let's take a look at some stocks. McDonald's Corporation announced on Monday first quarter results. Global comparable sales increased 5.5%, and system-wide sales increased 7% in constant currencies. The company returned $2.5 billion to shareholders through share repurchases and dividends. The company's shares rose to over $166 on Monday. Apple announced on Tuesday financial results for its fiscal second quarter. The company posted quarterly revenue of $61.1 billion, an increase of 16% year over year, and quarterly earnings per diluted share of $2.73, up 30%. Apple rose to over $177 per share on Wednesday after the announcement. Snap Inc. reported its first quarter financial results on Tuesday. Revenue was $230 million, up 54% year over year, driven by growth in Snap Ads. However, revenue was down 19% sequentially, primarily due to seasonality and user interface redesign. Snap reached an all-time low of $10.51 a share on Thursday. Spotify Technology on Wednesday reported financial results for its first fiscal quarter. The company reported 170 million monthly active users and 75 million premium subscribers, up 30% and 45% respectively year over year. Operating loss was 41 million euro, or approximately 4% of total revenue. Tesla reported its first quarter financial results on Wednesday with record revenue of $3.4 billion, increasing over 26% year over year. The company reported a record high net loss of $785 million, or an adjusted earnings per share loss of $3.35. Tesla shares reached a low of $275.23 on Thursday post-announcement. This is Financial Buzz Market Weekly. I'm RK Walker, and I'll see you again next week.